Pisces.
Pisces, happy birthday. I am so excited for your chart this month. This is your forecast for March 2013. But you are the top of the zodiacal signs this month. Why? Because that little stellium that we spoke about last month, if you didn't listen to February forecast, do that now. But this stellium is even closer now, hurtled together, and it's moved into your sign. It's so rare of an event when this happens, and you have it in your first house for personality, for the essential self of who you are. You have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, the new moon, and Neptune all together there. So you are going to be bringing out so much this month. Some of you may know what is cresting and what has been in the works for some time. Last month it was all in the 12th house, kind of a little hidden, kind of wrapping up certain things. But this month is when it's coming out. It's like this river opening up after a dam. And even you will be surprised. But let me tell you though, people around you will be equally surprised. I love it for you here. Your chart now is beaming with Venus, which is love, it's radiance, it's that inner charm that you're going to be sending out. Now this happens once a year, as does when the Sun goes through there and Mercury, but rarely will you see that Mars and Venus go together with the Sun, with Mercury, and the new moon, and then also with Neptune. This has never happened with Neptune there, because that takes like 100 and whatever, 65 years to cycle through once. This is what makes it special. Also because of all the transits that are happening this month, and I'm going to go through them one by one here. But the other special event this month is that it's a touch and go month. It's going to start off really strong that first week. Then it's going to take a hiatus for 2.5 weeks where nothing much seemingly will be going on other than you kind of downloading this energy that I started off by telling you. And then it's going to kind of all wrap up together at the very end on the 26th and 27th as a conclusion of what's taking place here this first week. So I'm putting together a class for you. I hope to see you there so we can go a little bit more in depth on everything. I love all the feedback and the comments that you have been sharing, and I have been getting tons of emails. I can't really reach, time-wise to go through all that, but in class we will address all your questions. Now, on the 1st, we have Sun making talks with Pluto. This is people in power. This is superiors, your bosses, your parents, whoever the deal is. It's also your inner authority coming forward, wanting what you want and expressing this. And the Sun is also trining Saturn, which is also authority. So between these two, I'm seeing that there's things becoming so clear to you of what it is you want and what you don't want. And Mercury here on the 4th, having an itch and a need to really come out and say something, communicate. But if you can hold your horses there on the 4th and wait for the 6th, I'll tell you why. Because that very same Venus that feels like something hasn't been right since October, you might have felt that your worth, your values, or what you've been struggling and working for might have been delayed. Well, that's only because Jupiter went retrograde in October. And you might have still been pushing forward, still been giving. And you know, Pisces, how giving you are. Giving, trying to put things together. And still, it's like treading water without receiving those gifts that we do get from Jupiter, has been retrograde from October to the very 1st of February. Then it went direct, but see, after a retrograde period, it's stationary, it kind of comes to a stop, and then it's going to move forward. But it's such a big body, it takes time for it to kind of really start finding its traction. This was what February was about, but now coming into March, you'll start feeling it. When Jupiter moves forward, it is going to bestow upon you the gifts for those things that you've been working on or working for. And coming into the 6th here, this is when Venus, which rules love, it rules values, it rules self-worth, all of those things, now you can communicate it with grace, with strength and confidence, and with a sense of feeling that you do deserve. And it's coming across without the edge, without resentment or without pushing, which is never received in a good way anyway. But that same Venus having communication with the 6th of Pluto, it's also in trine to Saturn. Saturn is karma. Saturn is also those in powers to be. It's also your own sense of authority. So this is why this Mercury can communicate these values with your own sense of self and your own sense of authority in such a beautiful way that people are going to listen, whoever it is, whether it's the boyfriend or the boss or whoever it is. You can communicate this and say, this is what I deserve and this is what I want. This is what I see. You know, Pisces sees things. This is the plan that you have. If you're having a heart-to-heart on this day, on the 6th and 7th, it's awesome. If you're having a job interview, it's awesome because you are going to be putting all of your self-worth and talents onto the table, communicating it with authenticity, and the people or the authorities to be, they are going to be all ears. They're going to be listening to you, and they will be in awe of how you bring this out. So this is what the 1st house in your solar chart is all about. Your essence, your value, who you are, and how you now want to present yourself to the world at large. And by having done this here in March, it's going to color the whole year. This is the time of the year that you can do this the best, Pisces. Now, towards the end of the month, both Venus and Mars will be pushing into your 2nd house of income and finances. That's going to be a big month for it, so we're going to talk about that under the April forecast. But there's still a couple of transits that will be affecting you on this month here. So quiet time from the 7th to 26th, not much going on at all. We do have the new moon on March 11th. That is this time of the year to put down the intentions of how you want your life to come together. Everything that's important to that internal self of the 1st house and what that represents. And then on also March 11th, Mars is going to push through to your 2nd house of income. You will start seeing how that's going to start picking up, especially end of the month. And then also on the 21st, we have Venus moving in to that very same area of the 2nd house and in the sign of Aries. But between the 7th to the 26th, not much else is going on. And then listen to these transits. That Mars, which is your drive and ambition, now in your 2nd house of income, it's partnering up with that Jupiter, which you've been waiting for to kind of bestow upon you what you deserve, is coming into play. For you, it will be between the 2nd house of income, the 4th house of home and past and roots, meaning that you could possibly achieve something financially that you can put towards your home, your house, whether you are thinking of buying or selling, great time for that. If you're upgrading or renewing, great time for that. The money will be there, the energy will be there, and then the people that needs to be there supportive of you, which could also be family, will also be present. Then we have Mars, Pluto. They have been kind of a little bit now at square with one another, so it's a challenge of energy, and it might be something for you between the house of your income, salary, and groups, or it could also be in the area of friendships or organizations. It could be any kind of insurance companies perhaps as well, can come in under that, especially because your full moon is in the 8th house on this very same day, on the 27th. So that is bankers, commissions, loans, grants, insurance monies to be paid out or to be given or somehow contracted here at the end of the month in a grand way that will behoove you. And then we have Venus, love, money, and those things that we value. It is also your charm, which is then in communication with the sun. You got them together here. So you're coming across here on the 27th here with whatever news flash coming to you, Pisces. And it's kind of cusping there between that first into the second house. So you could get some great news about money and finance. That same Venus is also conjunct Uranus, which is the planet of surprises and all the unexpected. And the sun is there too. So that's like a triple whammy in your second house of values. So that could be money. It could also be things that are heartfelt, which is related to love, which is Venus. You may get some good news there. And plus it's the full moon too. So talk about harvesting. So you Pisces here, you are ending the month with Mercury and Pluto in a great communication here. So if you're going to have any, should I say, talks as far as work, it could be those things there that under an interview would be important to you. Mercury is retrograde until the 17th. So if you had interviews early month, now is the time that you can sign those papers. Hopefully you didn't do it too early in the month while it was retrograde, but now here is the perfect date on the 26th, 27th. So it's a very charming month. It's a very active month for you, Pisces. I would like to go through all of this with you a little deeper. So check the link down below. Join us in class where you can come forward with questions. So we can sit there one-on-one with a group and go through these things. So I would like to say, listen to your moon sign, your rising sign. There's more information there for you. And then also be sure to subscribe so you get the insights of this fantastic April forecast coming in, where now all of these planets are now moving into that financial house. So I will see you soon. Bye now.